I am here with Grandma Middleton, and we are making the Grandma Schwartz sugar cookies. Starting off with the ingredients, we need milk, and according to this, we need
1 cup.
1 cup of milk.
1 teaspoon of soda.
1 teaspoon of sodium, the milk and sodium you put together. Then we're going to need sugar, 2 cups of sugar. Shortening. Here's the Crisco shortening, 1 cup of shortening. 1 teaspoon of salt. 3 teaspoons of baking powder. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And 5 or more cups of all-purpose flour. Also, 3 eggs.
And I don't fill it all the way up because I want to mix it around.
So the first thing Grandma did is she put the baking soda and the milk together in one thing.
Yeah.
And then she's going to put that aside. So baking soda and milk go together. And then she's just going to put it to the side. Next, Grandma's going to take the 2 cups of sugar.
These are half cups, so I got
Yep, but all together 2 cups of sugar and then 1 cup of the shortening, and she's going to mix those 2 ingredients together. Okay, now once you have the sugar, and the Crisco together, you whip them together. You're just using a fork. Once you have the sugar and the Crisco cream together as much as possible, then slowly you're going to add the eggs. So Grandma's just going to put 1 egg in, and now she's going to mix it. And do you put all 3 in then, Grandma, and just mix them one at a time?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Okay, now this is what all 3 eggs look like mixed in with the previous sugar and Crisco. So now you have all those things. And then what's next, Grandma?
Teaspoon of vanilla.
Teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, now Grandma's adding her teaspoon of vanilla to the mixture. Okay. Once again, you have the sugar, you have the shortening, you have the 3 eggs, 1 at a time, and then now you add the vanilla. Now, what Grandma's doing is she's taking just about a half cup of flour, here and there, just little bits and pieces, and what she does with the flour is she mixes the 3 teaspoons of baking powder and the 1 teaspoon of salt, Grandma?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, 3 teaspoons of baking powder.
There's that.
And 1 teaspoon of salt into this flour mixture.
Mixture.
Okay, now that mixture of the little bit of flour, the baking soda, and the salt now goes into the main mixing bowl. And Grandma's going to whip that in until it's all dissolved into one Homo sapien mixture.
Always scrape the sides and the bottom.
Okay, now Grandma just added another half cup, so now that equals a whole cup of flour that she has in her mixture because we did the half cup previous with the baking soda and salt. And now she's taking another half cup, mixing all that in. Okay, now this is a little bit of the trickier part, so this is a good thing to have this one on video. We have the milk once again
with the soda
that we had with the baking soda that we put aside at the very beginning. So Grandma's just remixing it. We didn't add anything else to it. So now she's going to add a nice little amount, maybe even a 1/3 cup there, into the mixture. And now she's mixing it around. And this is the part where we're going to rotate between pouring milk in, stirring, pouring flour in, stirring. Okay, Grandma's just now adding a full cup of flour again. Now this would be what now, Grandma? Is this our third?
Second.
Second full cup. And we do 5 altogether to start with, right, Mom?
Something like that, yeah.
Around-ish.
Yeah.
We have to just check out the texture and everything. So now a full cup's gone in. So she's had the milk, just about a 1/3 cup she poured in. And then now she has a cup of flour.
Mix it till it's smooth.
Make it really smooth. And now she's going to add her milk.
A little bit more milk.
Stirs it up every time a little bit because that baking soda in it. Okay, so another third. She's getting down there with her milk. She's going to stir that in. And we start off with 5 cups flour, rotating it a little bit with the milk, with the cup of flour, and you mix it really well in between each time. See how smooth that is, that Grandma, it's nice and almost runny. It's not thick.
Nope.
Okay, here comes the next. She has a half cup, that's why you see her dumping 2 in. But this is equaling 1 more cup of flour. Okay, so Grandma her milk is gone, okay? And she just added another cup, and the key is you kind of want to make sure that the base of this is not too sticky, because if it's too sticky, it's going to stick to the rolling pin, and it's not going to roll out. And so that's how you know that you've added enough flour. So that's why it's kind of depending on the brand of flour, different things like that. You just want to make sure that as you're stirring it in, that it's not sticky. You want it to be kind of like Play-Doh almost, where you can touch it and it's going to form. If not, you're going to have a mess when you go to roll it out. So that's why we say approximately 5 cups. Now also, we've taken time to turn the oven. I should have showed you that at the beginning, but if not, make sure that oven's on and going a good 10 minutes before you put the
350
cookies in. Yep, it's on at 350. And I have an area with the rolling pin ready to go.
It's looking better.
Okay, so now let's take a look here.
This is looking better.
Yeah, we're not a runny mixture anymore.
It's looking thicker.
And it's looking thicker. Now, I would say, how many cups have you added? Maybe, we're on our almost 6th cup, I would say, of flour.
Probably close to that.
So it's definitely, 5 cups is a starter. And then you really kind of have to make it kind of look like this, where it's kind of
Yep.
starting to almost be a solid a little bit more. Okay, now Grandma's ready to roll it out, so she just kind of makes a mess. Just puts flour, gets her area. She's already wiped down the counter.
Washed my hands.
Washed her hands at the beginning.
Now this is about what it looks like.
Yep, that's the texture. That's kind of what we're going for here.
And put a little bit on my hands and pat it like you do with a loaf of bread. Make sure it's not sticky at all.
Yeah, Grandma doesn't want it sticky. She's taking little bits of the stuff at a time too, you can see. Not doing it all at once.
Okay.
Okay. Shooting that rolling pin.
Got it
Okay,
rolling?
yeah, we'll get the roll. Okay, now we got the rolling
Just a
pin.
little bit. Now just kind of like flip it over, make sure there's flour under it. And you want it consistently at the same depth, if you can get the same depth. About that. Now shut it off and wash your cookie cutter out.
Okay. Grandma has shortening in her hand.
Just a little bit of shortening on my finger. Just rub it around real lightly.
Okay, Grandma's going to show us how she uses the dough to cut out a cookie here.
Like that.
We're in the fall, so she's doing a pumpkin,
Yeah.
but the typical Grandma Schwartz ones are circular.
And just set them right on there.
Okay. Okay, so now we're going to rotate to the frosting. Now, once again, the cookies. You put them in for about 8 minutes at 350. At 8 minutes, just lift them up and touch the bottom and lift it up and see if it's lightly brown. If it's not, you may need to cook them up to 10 minutes, but they shouldn't need to be cooked any more than that. Now, when we go shift over here to the frosting, Grandma uses an electric mixer, and we're putting 2 cups of powdered sugar. This is the white powdered sugar. We're going to put a teaspoon of vanilla and 2 tablespoons of the shortening again. And then whatever kind of food coloring that you want the frosting to be. Okay, Grandma, I don't know if I put this, but she's also putting a dash of salt. So 2 cups of powdered sugar, a dash of salt, a teaspoon of vanilla, and 2 tablespoons of the Crisco shortening. This all goes together. Now, is it 2 tablespoons, Mom, or is that a little bit much? It doesn't look like you're doing 2 tablespoons.
Yeah, it's 2 tablespoons. I just use this. Yeah, this is
Okay.
okay.
That's okay.
And it's dashed in a little bit of milk.
Okay, and then a dash of milk. Now, once again, Mom, the milk, maybe a tablespoon.
Yeah.
So if we're to
time.
measure it out, but once again, you don't want your mixture too runny. So that's where the milk is. You just start off with a little under a tablespoon. Oh, that looked like a good tablespoon.
Oh yeah. Probably.
So she started off with a tablespoon of milk.
Yeah.
Okay, now she's going to blend it together.
You turn your thing.
Okay,
Just a
so
dash,
now
just a dash.
Grandma is mixing
dash.
it, and already she's seen that she needs a little bit more milk.
Yeah.
So she put in another, maybe a teaspoon of milk.
Yeah, probably.
And just kind of at a time. Once again, you want it to be runny, but not too runny. And so you're just going to have to add the milk to taste and to texture.